Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Come with me as I run some errands for a client. She's she's applying for a student visa. I'm actually making the application. She applied and then it got denied, and then she came looking for our services to Poland. So now what we're doing today, okay, we've already done the application. We got in the appointment at the Polish embassy in Nairobi, which is actually very close to where I live. So that wasn't easy, but that we will talk about that some other time. For today, we are gonna go. We need to legalize some documents, and we also need to basically accredit her Kenyan education qualifications to the Polish one. From there, we'll also have to translate all our Kenyan documents to Polish language. And then we'll have to send these documents via DHL to the university in Poland. And we have to do all this in a span of 2 months because her appointment is in November. So come with me as we run these errands. I've already spoken to someone at the ministry who's assisting me with that. But I first have to, let's go to the Poland embassy. It's probably 10 minutes away or 5 minutes away from me. Yeah, so come with me. It's very hot. And of course, if you live in Kenya, then you know there are borders everywhere. Oh, I have a feeling this. Let me just close my windows and fix that. I have a feeling this is gonna be a long day. I don't know why I'm not feeling very optimistic. I mean, as a consultant, you already know, although I've had some surprises, sometimes you go and do something that you thought was impossible, and then a miracle happens, and by good luck and God's mercy and favor, you get whatever you wanted in these government offices. So most of the time I act as a mediator or an attorney, because I really, I run errands for my clients like all the time. That's why you guys, when you're asking when I'll be in the office, I'm rarely in the office because I'm always doing something for someone at the embassy, at the ministry, at the immigration department. I mean, but I enjoy what I do. My car is so dirty because guess where I came from yesterday? Isiolo, Archer's Post. I don't know how many people have ever been to a place called Archer's Post. If you have been, please comment. But I love Isiolo, I love Samburu. I mean, the roads, and you guys say the Kenyan government it doesn't do its job. God, it's hot. Let me put on the AC because hii jua, lakini mafuta yangu ni kidogo, itaisha before nifike kwa petrol station. Tunde tu na, come on. Wow, this is a disaster. So obviously, it's a very narrow road, so let's give him way. Him or her, let's see. Anyway, let's give this driver way. It's a lady. No, it's a guy. So let me tell you about the Poland embassy. You know, I've always thought that, the American embassy is probably the most unfriendly in Kenya, but if I'm being honest, the Poland embassy is absolutely unfriendly. It is just so crazy because getting an appointment for a visa, whether it's a visit visa, whether it's a business visa, whether it's a student visa, and you know what they say? Where is this guy going now? Wow. They usually say that when it's a student visa, they will give priority. That's what they say. Kumbe, it's not true, because I really tried to talk to them on behalf of my client, because my client was supposed to start her semester in October, but I couldn't get an appointment earlier than November, and I was literally the first person on that day to get an appointment in the entire country. But the earliest was again in November, and they had said that if it's a student, they will give priority, right? There was no priority. We were like, just figure it out. So what I did, I now told my client, let's talk to your school, because the Poland embassy is not flexible, but your school is more flexible. Let's tell them that we are gonna get late, or rather you will get late in going to school, but you will go to Poland eventually. So I told her, you're gonna go to Poland even if it's late December this year or early January 2025. So you're gonna go to school, just not next month, because the Polish embassy is not, they're not flexible. They are not gonna give me enough. I told her I'm gonna try, but I'm not making any promises. And I'm happy that my client, most of my clients are usually very understanding, honestly, but it's also because I keep a very open communication with them. So I tell them exactly what's happening on the ground. So if I face some challenges, I will be honest with my clients. I don't like keeping them in the dark until they start thinking that things are happening. You know, someone can be thinking things are happening, kumbe umekwama, you know what I mean? So me, because I appreciate communication, even though it's a disappointing information or bad news, you'd rather be honest with the client and tell them what is happening, the challenges you're facing, so they don't think you're doing your own things, you know, in the dark. So the client was very understanding, and we spoke to the school. It's a school in Warsaw, Poland, and they agreed to get us an let me just put on the AC, because this heat is gonna kill me, so that I can close the window because of the noise. So they agreed to give us a date, right? So I'm happy we've gotten a date for later. They've agreed. So now my client can actually confidently apply for a visa without feeling like if she goes to school late, they might not accept her. Anyway, this is how God comes. So I have a friend at the Polish embassy. I don't know if he's at work today. I haven't called him to confirm. I don't know. I want to go talk to him and show him what the school is, the requirements, and ask him how they can assist me. At the same time, someone is also working on the documents at the Ministry of Education. My lawyer already legalized those documents for us, so that part has already been done. It's called an apostille. I'm not a lawyer, but that's what it's called. Anyway, so let me go do that. Let me go see the guy at the embassy, see what direction he can give us, because at this point I really need direction from the Polish embassy, because my client is in Mombasa, I'm in Nairobi, so I'm the one on the ground doing these things for her. Wish me luck. So basically this is my life almost on a daily basis, but I enjoy what I do. I have created, I can say, a network of people who assist me in getting things done, and I think that's very important all over the world, but especially in Kenya. It's important to know people in the right places, otherwise your things wouldn't get done. And besides, as a consultant, it's my job to know people, otherwise then why would I get paid, you know what I mean? So the last time I was at the Poland embassy was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I found people outside there, you know, they were waiting to get in and do their visa biometrics. So let me go and see what I can get, the direction I just want them to give me advice, so that I can do things the proper way. I've already prepared the documents for my client, her education certificates, her resumes. Now we are trying to get something called a curriculum of content and a statement from the Ministry of Education. But that one, someone is working on it. I'm just waiting for them to call me and tell me that it's ready, so that I can go and collect it. The Ministry of Education in Kenya is at Jogoo House. It's in town. Jogoo House Block B. It's usually on Harambee Avenue. So if you go there, you will get assisted by the government officers. There's also another office at GPO. You see the GPO building? I don't know which floor. I've forgotten. I've been there before and I had a friend called Ambrose. But his number is off. I don't know whether he still works there. I was gonna go and pass by. But the one at Posta is usually for the people who are applying for scholarships issued by the Ministry of Education in Kenya in conjunction with the Ministry of Education in other countries. You see, like there's a Hungarian scholarship, Belgian scholarship. You see those scholarships that are usually issued, I think, every year for people to go and do degrees abroad, or to go and do masters or PhDs abroad. Yeah, the office is usually there at GPO. They're very helpful, but of course it's very competitive. So if you're gonna do that, I'm wishing you the very best. Prepare your documents. If you had like a distinction or an upper first class or excellent grades, basically, you stand a higher chance. Of course, do your CV very well. Just prepare your documents and pray to God that if that is your destiny to go and study abroad through a government scholarship, those are very rare opportunities, then you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. So the trick in life is just to be open-minded and to trust that God has the best plan for you. You can be thinking that the best thing that can happen in your life is for you to go to Hungary and study a degree there, or a master's, or a higher diploma, because you obviously would want the exposure of studying abroad. But ultimately, the guy with the plan for your life is in heaven. And we make plans, but God is the one with the ultimate decision. So as you apply for these things, scholarships and whatnot, just always keep an open mind. Even visas, always keep an open mind, but of course put your best foot forward. Prepare your documents adequately. Don't leave any chances, because once you get a response, these roads are so bad. Once you get a response from once you submit, you cannot go back and redo or make amends. And of course, if you get a bad response, like a refusal, you see that one only impacts your portfolio, because every time when you try to apply for a visa, even if it's just a visit visa, they will be asking you, have you ever been denied a visa to so and so country? And the moment you say yeah, it paints you in bad light. So it's better to do an adequate visa application than to just do it haphazardly and then end up just not getting a good response. So you'd rather take your time with it. If you need to hire help, do it. If you feel like I could use a specialist, or I could use someone who knows a little bit more, then do it, instead of just applying it by yourself, and probably you're not sure, you don't understand the lingo, you don't understand what they mean. There's a lot of documents that the embassies love to see, but they're usually not on their official websites, like as part of the requirements. So you end up submitting an incomplete application, and then when you get a refusal, you now call people like me and you're like, I don't understand why they didn't give me the visa. submitted everything they had said on their website, the first thing I usually do is ask the client, what did you submit? Can you give me a list of the documents? Even just by mentioning it, I can already tell that was a complete application and that was an incomplete application. So feel free to consult with me. My office was just around here, the corner at Gigiri, but now we have another one at Lavington, which I will be using more often than the one at Gigiri. But with nowadays, to be honest, virtual consultations have been working just fine. Sasa hapa, I've missed the exit. Oops. Now what do I do? I can always try and get in here. Let me signal. And there are cops. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or I'm gonna get a ticket. But I found it in Kenya. A lot of things are usually flexible. Hey. Oh. Poa. Embassy. So niingililie hapa. Nisingililie hapa. Oh, kwa nini huyo anakataa? Mpaka tukonfirm unaenda wapi? Oh, mimi si nini Al-Shabaab
Alafu sasa unaona mahali hiyo gari iko? Kando yake pande ile iweka hapo embassy hiyo.
Sawa. Asante. Haya. They assume. Gosh, my friend is not here. What am I gonna do? I know I'm not supposed to be recording at an embassy, but what can I do?
Pale hivi kidogo yacha nafasi.
Ndio najaribu kufanya.
Unakuja Poland ama?
So anyway, guys, let me just end this before